Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
It's 9 a.m. on Local 4 Live, and we are continuing to follow the breaking news out of Detroit Metro Airport, where hundreds of people have been waiting in long lines, as you see right here, because of what is now a ground delay for all Delta Airlines flights. The FAA says this was caused by a computer outage, and flights are being delayed an average of 2 hours 40 minutes. This will last until 8 p.m. tonight. We just started getting calls into the newsroom about 4 hours ago, around 5 a.m., and the problems, as you see right now, are continuing. But we do have some good news. Within the last half hour, some computers were starting to come back online. So let's head out to Detroit Metro Airport, where our Priya man has been there keeping an eye on this for the last hour. Priya, sounds like you just got an update too.
Yeah, this is certainly unfolding in real time. Let me just show you right here. So you've got a few of these computer systems here that are working. Agent told me about 4 out of several dozen that are here, but at least some are working. You can hear her reminding people to be patient right now as they're trying to get their bags checked. This was the big issue today, was that folks who came here, even if you had checked in beforehand, you couldn't check your bag and then go through TSA, and that has led to really long lines. There have been hundreds of folks here at McNamara, but the good news is you're seeing some movement. This wasn't happening even 35, 40 minutes ago. So again, this was an IT issue that started affecting flights around 5 or 6 o'clock this morning. And just the further you look, this is all of McNamara from one end to the other is packed with hundreds of folks who are trying to make their flights. And again, you couldn't check your bags, so then you couldn't get through TSA and get to your flight. Again, we have been talking to passengers who were affected. Let me see if somebody might want to talk to us. Guys, do you think I could talk to you real quick? No? Okay. Do you think I could talk to you real quick?
We're in line.
You're in line. They're in line. This is something they've been waiting for. What time did you get here?
About 4:50 this morning.
About 4:50. How happy were you when you heard there was some movement?
Very happy.
You clapped, yeah. What did they say initially?
It was just the system was down and they're back up and running now, so everyone's able to get to where they need to go, I guess.
Where are you guys headed?
To Miami.
You were like, where am I going?
I know.
We're
going on a cruise.
Yes, you're going to cruise. Well, hopefully you guys can make it with the little, oh, you're yawning. It's been a long day. How have they been doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah, thanks for talking to us. This is what so many families have been waiting for, is to get their bags checked. But again, this has been an issue that so many passengers here have been dealing with. All flights have been grounded. I heard you, Jay, say till about 8 p.m. tonight. So again, all of this information is coming in real time. But again, you finally have a little bit of movement here. But Jay, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, just to clarify, that's at 8 o'clock for the ground delay. So the delays are going to be continuing throughout the day, but the ground stop, as we heard from Priya, there appears to at least be over as the computers are starting to come back online. She's doing a great job out there, including talking to that family that's been delayed for more than 4 hours. And in further proof that these delays don't care who you are, Local 4's Vice President and General Manager Bob Ellis has been trying to get back to Metro Airport, and he's delayed right now. And Bob joins us right now. Bob, what has been going on your end of things this morning?
Good morning, Jay. Yeah, I'm in New York City at LaGuardia Airport and trying to get back to the station this afternoon for some meetings, actually, and arrived here for what was a 9:20 or scheduled 9:20 departure. And as Priya mentioned, this happening in real time. While I was listening to her live shot, we just got delayed from 9:20 to 10:30, but that just occurred here in the last 5 minutes. So, not terrible, obviously, comparative to the folks that Priya just spoke to, but there's a lot of folks that are standing, or were just a minute ago standing around here, wondering what was going to happen. I think the biggest issue here on this end is just that, up until just a minute or two ago, we were told we were going to be on time, and I'm guessing that that's happening, in other places. And so it's good to get some information, albeit not what we want to hear. But this flight's just delayed a little more than an hour on this end.
Now, have they been getting back to you in a kind of a timely manner about this? Because I'm guessing, even though it sounds like it's just Metro that is having this happen, it's obviously a ripple effect because Metro is one of the biggest Delta hubs in the country.
Yeah, so it's funny. I was looking at the Delta boards here, at all the flights coming out of LaGuardia, and there's only just a couple of delays, just sort of the normal, what would appear. I'm certainly not an airline expert, but what would appear to be sort of the normal course of a day-long, sort of couple flights here and there. Nothing super significant, but clearly, without planes arriving at one of the major hubs in the United States, the Detroit Metro, there's no doubt that there's going to be some ripple effect here as we move through the day. So it's a situation, at least on this end, that appears to be quite isolated.
Well, Bob, hopefully we'll be able to get you back here to the Motor City soon enough and the delays aren't too stiff out there. And it sounds, at least one other thing, it just sounds like at least you're keeping the patience and understanding that this is one of the situations kind of hard to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, there's, it's funny, you end up befriending folks, right? Standing here waiting to get information. And I think that's been the general consensus. Look, we're thankfully didn't arrive here at 4:50 this morning as the family that Priya talked to did. So it's, it's a bit of an inconvenience at this point. Now, as the day wears on, let's see how people's patience will be at that moment. But right now, folks are pretty understanding.
That's Bob Ellis, Local 4's Vice President and General Manager, joining us from New York City as he's waiting to get back here because this ground stop, it's a domino effect that's affecting a lot of airports across the country. Bob, thank you so much for joining us on Local 4 Live.
Thanks, Jay.
So about an hour ago, I spoke with one of Local 4's producers whose flight had also been delayed in this mess. Here's what he had to say.
We were originally supposed to leave at 7. I got a notification that it was delayed an hour. And just a little while ago, another one for another 45-minute delay. I was lucky that I checked in last night, so I didn't have to deal with whatever's going on up front right now, which I hear is pretty bad. But a lot of people are starting to ask questions and trying to figure stuff out over here. It doesn't feel too backed up inside the terminal right now. I'm still not sure about what's going on at check-in. But, I mean, so far, it's pretty calm, but it's going to start to fill up here as it gets later in the morning.
That's our producer, James Carrero. You can keep it right here on Local 4 Plus, as well as on clickondetroit.com. We'll have updates on the situation throughout the show and throughout the day as Delta Airlines works to get their flight back on track. And we'll also send you push alerts directly to your phone from, of course, the Click on Detroit app.